Welcome to Adult Education and Family Literacy Week and the Command Center, hosted by the Coalition on Adult Basic Education. So I'll be quiet for a second because we have Delia Watley in the house, and I'm going to bring her on. Delia, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. I am totally happy to be here and honored that you would choose me to take part in this wonderful event.
We are totally happy to have you. It's great to see you. And why don't you introduce yourself so everybody knows where you're coming from and calling from?
Yes, I am the program director of Irving ISD Adult Education. Irving, Texas is the place where the Cowboys used to play until Arlington took them away from us. But I've been in adult education now for nearly 20 years, after school programs, 4 H clubs, received many, many awards with the program. We serve over 1,000 students each year, and we continue to be the face of adult education there in Irving, Texas.
I love it. I love it. Some great work. When did you get started in adult ed?
Oh my goodness. About 20 years ago, I was in the mall one day, and there was a booth set up, and there was a lady there named Sheila Fernley, and she was recruiting for a program that would teach digital literacy skills to a
Wow.
there in Irving, Texas, looking for partnerships and workers and everything. And so when I met, we talked and we discussed, and the passion was there. The next day, I was working there in Irving ISD 20 years ago, and I've been there ever since. We
Awesome.
have since added many, many other programs for these learners in Irving ISD, and it's truly been a pleasure.
Awesome. So we just so you know, so StreamYard, the broadcast platform that we use, I want to make sure we capture every single word that you have to say today because it's awesome and important. But if you have other windows open on your computer, you may want to just close them down just so we make sure we capture everything. So I don't know if you can do that or not. If not, we're going to work through it. It's not a big deal. We're getting 99% of you. I just want to make sure I get 100. How's that?
Okay,
There you go.
just go down. I hope that's better.
Yeah, we should be good.
Better.
So yeah, I have so much to talk to you about and so many questions. So first of all, the Adult Education and Family Literacy Week is a time to kind of reflect and look back at your successes and the things that you've done really well in your agency and in your work. Are there any stories that really kind of stick out in your mind?
Well, we were honored last year when we received the Dyer Pearl Award from the Barbara Bush Literacy Foundation there in Washington, D.C. I had the pleasure of meeting First Lady Jill Biden, who was there and present. And we were just totally excited and honored to receive that award. But just this week, and this may be why there may be some static, I'm at the hotel here in Austin, Texas, because one of our adult ed students just won the Student Scholar of the Year award here at the TWC conference. And so that's why I'm here. And so, of course, we're celebrating. We celebrated last night, and we also celebrated last week as we were preparing and planning for our Monday event for the Adult Education and Family Literacy Week, along with Constitution and Citizenship Day event, where we had hundreds of students come and rotate through sessions. We had a voter registration drive set up, and one of our students, who was a student with us many years ago and became a citizen of the U.S., she received a job, and that night she actually registered to vote. So she'll be voting in her first election.
Yay! Woo! That's awesome. So I got this. I received this late last night. Actually, a video. The gentleman's name that won is Eric Vincent Fomo. Is that correct? Is that
That is
Eric?
correct.
So
Yes,
I have the clip that you guys sent us. Can I play it?
absolutely.
All right, let me see if I can share my screen and get it out to the audience. So hang in there one second. We're gonna show this. It's really kind of remarkable. Hold on. Let's see if we can get this on. There we go. All right, let's here you go. Let's see this award and
It's commonly said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Eric Vincent Fomo began that journey long ago, but has just reached another milestone.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Irving Vincent. I am from Cameroon. I'm very happy to announce you this morning that I have get a new job.
Mr. Fomo was recently sworn in as an officer with the Texas Department of Corrections. As an adult ed student of Workforce Solutions Greater Dallas Consortium, he attributes the internationally trained professionals class offered at the Irving West Library for helping him learn English.
And this class helped me a lot to improve my English. Today you can say like I am speaking. It's not like that when I arrive.
During his time at Irving ISD's adult education program, Eric was a champion for learning. His strategy to gain better employment was to strengthen his English literacy skills, which included writing professional correspondences, completing complex applications, speaking better in professional and social settings with coworkers, and building listening skills to help him identify key information on forms while in a work environment, as well as when listening to instructions. Mr. Fomo has overcome one obstacle after another, and despite already having a degree in his home country of Cameroon, his hunger for knowledge has never ceased.
I want to thank once more my classes, my classmates, our teacher for what he has done for us.
Eric was a student who, without a doubt, would do everything possible to accomplish his goals. He is a prime example that adult education in Texas provides individuals access to a better future.
Once more, I say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, wow.
Wow, is that awesome or what? Is that great? Hold on one second. Let's stop this. And yeah, is that crazy or what? That's just amazing, good stuff. And congratulations to Eric. Congratulations to everyone there that had any part in that. I first of all, I kept you on the screen during that because the smile on your face could just not get any bigger while you watch that video, and you could see how proud you are. Thank you so much for that, and thanks for sharing the video. A picture paints 10,000 words, not just 1,000, and that just told an entire story. How did you work directly with Eric, or did your agency?
My agency, yes. He attended one of our classes with one of our instructors, Juan Camarillo, and he attended for the first and second session, so that's about 26 weeks. And he was able to learn better English. He had an exam that he had to pass in order to get the new job, and we helped him learn the vocabulary on the test. And he went in and he passed the test. And his teacher flew down to Austin, Texas, there to celebrate with him as he was sworn in.
I love it. That is just so it's so inspiring, and we're going to be showing that throughout the day because it just I think our country needs to see that. They need to see that people that have challenges when it comes to a foreign language and coming to our country, not only can they overcome them, but they can survive and they can thrive, and that is that's remarkable. So tell me a little bit more. We are that I could stop right there. Like if you were in a concert, you just drop the mic and walk off the stage. You'd be perfectly fine there, just leaving it. But what would you like what would you like people in America to know in the country? You know, when it comes to adult education, I think that a part of our job is educating the community and educating the general public. Because specifically, I don't know that our country knows enough about the work that you do and the awesomeness of some of our students. But what is it? What message would you like to share with our country as we celebrate Adult Education and Family Literacy Week?
Well, first, I'd love for them all to open up the National Action Plan for Adult Literacy. That was a plan developed with a lot of stakeholders that were interested in the future of adult education and literacy and bringing awareness. One of the first actions in the plan is to bring about awareness because a lot of people don't know the learners. They don't know what type learners, the background, the history, where they come from. I mentioned the Adult Education and Constitution Week event the other night. Well, the student who registered to vote, came to me and she said, my first words in English I can remember because they were taught to me by my teacher, Miss Vivian Shelton, who's one of our teachers. And that was so emotional to me because she was, really grateful that she had learned her first words in English there at our program. And so it was just something to celebrate. And I really want all of our legislators out there, people that are interested in seeing our economy vibe, because now this student is able to work. She wasn't able to work before, but now she gained her citizenship, and we helped her to pass that exam. We helped folks pass the GED exam, and we know that that could be a way out of poverty for them. So, for anyone looking for the answer to curing poverty, health care costs, prison sentences, and crime, well, guess what? Adult education is the piece that is missing. If we can develop better programs, more programs throughout the state and throughout this country, I think that this world will be a better place.
Yeah. So when are you running for Congress? Well,
Not running, but I'm pushing them.
I love it.
I tell you.
Yeah, we really need to. We need more of your voice up in Capitol Hill and throughout the country. I think it really starts down in the grassroots, as we've just seen with Eric. It really starts in the frontline workers, the frontline people that are trying to get smarter and get the education and skill development. And I'm just curious, real quickly, we were talking about the Barbara Bush Foundation, and I actually met you there. You may not remember, but I met you there when you received the award. So it was a great event. And I know that we continue to push the ball forward. We had the Barbara Bush Foundation on yesterday, and we talked about their new recent project, which is the All In, which is a collaborative of major agencies like COABE and others that are joining together to really meant to create the army, right? To create the army to do the work, and I love it. I'm curious though. You mentioned digital literacy, and how challenging is digital literacy for your students today?
It's more challenging now than it has been before as we move into the virtual age. And so we know that with COVID, a lot of programs had to provide their services virtually. Well, that was a challenge because many of the students didn't know how to use the computer. And so trying to teach someone to use the computer remotely is difficult in itself. And so now that we are able to bring students in, that's one of the first things that we want to focus on. I'm part of the Dallas County Consortium there with Workforce Solutions Greater Dallas. And so we are developing digital literacy classes throughout to try to get people up to par as far as learning how to use the computer, all the software, and all the many resources that are online for individuals here in our country.
That's a super. I'm really. The Digital Equity Act is coming into play, and we're starting to plan up across the country and seeing great programs. If we wanted to get more information on your program in particular and what's going on in Dallas, what's the best way for our audience to find out about your program?
They can go to our website, irvingisd.net, choose adult education, and you'll see a host of information about our programs, different awards, like the Trailblazer Award that our program won. You'll see all of the sessions, when they start, when they end. All of our sessions are free to all individuals. They don't pay anything. So just go to the website, irvingisd.net.
Awesome. So I have to confess that being from Philadelphia, we have a little rivalry with our friends from Dallas in the football arena. And but today we're going to put it all aside because you guys are doing some rock great work in Dallas, and really appreciate you. I'm going to end with one last question, and that's this. I've been throughout the week. I've had this ability that I was granted me by COABE to give people a magic wand. So I'm going to give you my magic education wand, and I'd like you to make a wish of what you'd like to see. What's the number one priority you'd like to see changed in adult education in the coming year?
Well, you mentioned digital literacy. To me, when you're having adult education and you have people in rural areas that may not be able to come into programs, because they live far, if we could increase that, and I think the Barbara Bush Foundation is doing a great job. I worked with them on digital literacy, but even TWC at the conference this week that I'm here in Austin, Texas, we are talking about digital literacy skills because we know that that is a major challenge for our adult ed learners. So if I could have them put some money into that and broadband services, uh, I think that would definitely increase our reach to students who need our services.
So one last favor to ask: if you're going to see Eric, can you just give him a big handshake or a hug from us, and tell him that it's from everybody that's supporting Adult Education and Family Literacy Week. And let him know that we're all proud of him, and we're going to be showing his video throughout the day because just a remarkable story. And keep it up, keep up the great work. Delia Watley she's from Austin, Texas, but she's doing work in Dallas. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be chatting soon.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Great to be
All
here.
right.